Good morning and welcome to my organic Macon, Georgia garden. I'm Lisa Ann Spencer and I am tired. I'm so happy to be back home, and I've been trying to rest and not do too much, but after being away for 2.5, nearly 3 weeks, my garden of course needed lots of attention. So I'm just going to walk around and show you a few things that have happened since I've been gone, since I did my last update, and hopefully not make this video very long. So let's take a walk. I brought my pots around and I did get some germination. There's cilantro, not many zinnias. Not sure about that. It was an old pack of seeds. The little amaranth, something has eaten the tops off of most of them, but I should get a few. And then over here, a couple of marigolds, and then some basil. My cucumbers, some are doing better than others. My husband and the children ran some string on the deck for them to run up. So this little hybrid pickle bush is looking really good. I mean, as far as it's got lots of little blooms and clusters. I'll be amazed if I get anything. Last year I had pickle worms, that invaded, so I'm gonna have to find something to spray them with organically. So my herb and flower garden really grew a lot, as you can see, which is nice. My little window box flowers have been growing, which is lovely. The figs are still very green, but you see they're fattening up a little bit. I did want to show you my swamp hibiscus. Look at that beautiful bloom. It's really large. My blue star morning glory, and of course these have faded. They bloomed early this morning. It's about, I don't know what time, 12 or 1 o'clock, so I'll have to show you those on a prettier day. And the deck with all of its pretty flowers. Here's my little sweet potato plants that never got planted. My Confederate rose is growing. I hope that maybe I'll get some blooms this fall. Here's the other one. It's doing very well. And the chickens, hello. The babies had to be shut in last night because something got in yesterday and killed one. We believe it was a weasel or a skunk because it just ate the head and nothing else. Elephant ears really took off. They're looking, one of them especially has got lots of brown spots on it, so I don't know what that's all about. Just this one. Maybe it got injured when it was smaller. The one right next to it is gorgeous. And this one too, so not sure. So we've harvested and processed lots of tomatoes. There's still a few green ones coming on, but you can see the vines are looking pitiful. I pruned them really well. There's the 4 o'clocks. They'll open this afternoon, and then of course the faded blooms from yesterday. And they make these little seeds. They're so easy to harvest, you just pop them right off. They look like little hand grenades. They're the cutest things. I sell these on my Etsy site. Some of the grapes are beginning to ripen. I see a butter bean. Yep. So the gourd, what we're looking at here is the gourd. It has spread from the back side of the trellis over there up and over. And there are some little baby gourds. There's one. Let's see, right there is a little baby. Oh, here's a bigger one. See that back there? So it looks like I'm going to get a few martin gourds at least. My roses continue to bloom. So pretty. That's a tansy that I transplanted out of the strawberry bed. I took everything out of the strawberry bed except strawberries while I was away. Nobody, of course, pulled the blooms off. So there's a strawberry. I just decided since they've gone this long, I'm going to leave them. Oh, look at, not much happening along the fence. Gladiolas are finished blooming. I did hang these potted plants here. That is toothache plant. It has done wonderfully. And then over here, this is cilantro. So that's germinated. See how it does. I need to start gathering seeds from my marigolds. These aren't doing really well over here, but at least it gives a little bit of color. Can you see my corn? It is 12, 15 feet tall. I don't know. It grew wonderfully, I guess I should say. See the grapes hanging over? Those haven't started ripening yet, just a few. The sad thing was that my squash, almost every bit of it was completely consumed by vine borers. And I'll have to insert a picture here. We had a real bad storm right after I first left, and a lot of the corn was knocked down on the ground. But I do have some ears. The tassels, I guess that's not the proper term. I think the tassels are the things that are way up high. Is that right? I need to get educated. Look, see? It's like doll hair. The beans are continuing to climb. They're doing okay. Here's a very healthy one right here. It just keeps climbing. You can see back there maybe that the corn is fallen over up against the fence. So the watermelon and the cantaloupe and some of the pumpkins. See, there's corn on the ground. The ones that were, I'll say, resistant to vine borers, they are doing all right. So we shall see. I think one of the good options for organic gardening is, of course, to grow things that are resistant to whatever pest you have. So I see a little baby watermelon. Where did it go? Teeny tiny, right there. And there's a bigger one somewhere. There's a bigger baby watermelon, and then there's one right beside it, which I'm going to pinch that off because there's no way the vine is going to support 2 melons. The caseknife beans have done remarkably well. I harvested some, but I also left some to go to seed. See, there's several hanging. I left these here to dry for seed. And up under here, you see the cowpeas. they're doing well, and they go all the way down. You can see right down there. They look really good. And here is a marigold that's looking beautiful. It's very happy here. Here's a Martin butterbean. Remember, I did the science experiment and I just randomly planted them through the garden. So hopefully I will get some for seed this year. The seed that the lady sent me was very old, so I'm just so thankful I got what I did to save it. Asparagus, very bushy. Oh, look at the okra. It about tripled in size. It also got knocked over by the storm, and my kids came out here, and my husband, and staked it. And look at the stake. It's blooming. Okay, so I think that is a trumpet vine or wisteria. I don't want that growing in my garden, but I'll let it root and plant it somewhere else. Oh goodness, I have okra. Can you see that? I can't see because of the glare. Grasshopper. Really don't like grasshoppers, and they're probably feasting. Hello, these don't bother me. Those ugly black ones in Mississippi, ugh, horrify me. Basil looking good. I'll let it make some seeds. Here's a cherry tomato that was a volunteer. It's starting to make a few. The kale has been neglected and forgotten to be sprayed, so something is eating it up. I will have to come out here and do that very soon. This row of cowpeas is looking wonderful. Hooray for one victory. The peppers got blown over too, but the kids were able to salvage them. You see, it is loaded with the bell peppers. That's wonderful. Same with this one. Wonderful. And then this chili continues to grow, called college pepper. Looking good. I'm going to let those completely ripen. Tomato that still has lots of green tomatoes on it, but not much growth. The plant is dying. Yeah, and there's the peppers that I said, the buckshot pepper. They blew over. The kids staked them for me while I was gone, and they are going to really start producing. And right behind me is more Martin butterbeans with lots of blooms. There, there, there. All right, that ended up being much longer than I thought it would be. You know how it is when you start walking in your garden. And again, it is so humid that I'm just covered in sweat, and it just makes it miserable to try to do anything. I either come out early in the morning and pull a few weeds, or I wait till the sun goes behind the trees and come out and do my work in the evening. And still, even though it might not be so hot, it's so humid, your sweat can't evaporate, so it just lingers. But anyway, I'm glad to be home, glad to be making a video again, and I look forward to seeing you next week.